annual Ivo van Damme Memorial at Heysel Stadium in Brussels, Belgium. And Ivo van Damme, Larry, a great distance runner from Belgium.
Roger, he was. He had an illustrious career. However, it was tragically cut short. The man on the right of your screen was a soccer player till the age of 18. And he watched Dave Waddell win the 800 meters at the Olympics with a baseball cap, and he too took up the sport. And in 1976, it wasn't Waddell, it was Ivo van Damme chasing in the 1500 meters here, John Walker from New Zealand to the tape. He had the fastest finish of 1 minute 50 and 8/10 of a second of all the contestants in the race, surprised everyone with a silver medal. At 6'3", 185 pounds, he was a strikingly powerful figure in a race. Look at the tape. Ivo van Damme was just then 22 years of age. On the backstretch here, chasing Alberto Juantorena and Rick Wohlhuter in the 800-meter race, it was again surprising everyone as he tried to fight up from a bronze medal to silver, Ivo van Damme. Steve Ovett, the great miler, never beat Ivo van Damme. John Walker said of him, he will be the middle distance runner of the future. He was tragically killed in an automobile accident returning from a training camp in December of 1976 from the south of France. Ivo van Damme, the gift of pride to his country, has never been forgotten.
And we get set now for the 800 meters at this Ivo van Damme Memorial. The world record by Seb Coe of Great Britain, 141 and 73 100ths of a second, and Rick Wohlhuter of the United States, 143 and 9. And in this particular competition, Larry, we have a couple of young men from the United States, David Mack, Don Paige, and James Robinson. And as we take a look at the field, Peter Elliot of Great Britain. That's a famous sounding name, isn't it? Steve Ovett, Rob Druppers, David Mack, James Robinson, James Mena, Don Paige, Nadiwa of Kenya, and Peter Peerless of New Zealand.
Roger, this is an outstanding field. Excuse me. I'd like to also say that the excitement being generated now by the 800 meters, so many runners are running 144. The competition is so keen that in the stands in Helsinki you could feel it. There was a stir when the 800 meters came to the line. And there's an intensity in this struggle that I want to say has been somewhat absent. There's Steve Ovett. And it's interesting that he's running the 800 meters now, and in the past, both Seb Coe and Steve Ovett avoided each other. Now the word is avoid right now Steve Cram. And he's down at 800 meters, Cram's running 1,500 meters, and because he has the reputation, neither of them want to lose.
Ovett is number 105, and also watch Peter Elliot, 103. The Brits represented by those two men in this particular competition. As we mentioned, David Mack of the United States, James Robinson, and Don Paige.
Paige is on the outside, and he is in lane 7 at the moment in red. He's had his problems with injuries this year. He's had some good races. He's been a little less consistent this year than in the past. And, of course, he's working back for a shot at our Olympic team. He was ranked number 1 in the world in 1980.
103 is Peter Elliot there. There is Ovett, number 105. Rob Druppers.
James Robinson. This is going to be a dandy of a race.
I think it will be.
They're exciting. These guys go out, and in the Zurich meet, the split for the first 400 meters was 50 and 75 100ths of a second.
Larry, whenever you have an athlete the caliber of an Ovett, that immediately gets everybody else set up.
It does. There's no question. The adrenaline's really pumping. In second place right now, behind the rabbit, is Rob Druppers, the tall, lanky, 6'1" young man. He's only 21 from Holland, and he's really come on in the last year to be a force, ranked among the top 5 800-meter runners in the world last year.
Right now, James Robinson of the United States is running in dead last.
As is his custom.
Yes.
Now, you see, it's interesting here. Let me set this up for everybody. The guy in second place, Druppers, knows he doesn't have, in the last 100 meters, a raw sprint off a slow pace. 51:28 is good time. And so what Druppers is doing is feeling that he can rely on his strength. He doesn't have the speed of Ovett to kick, so he's going to make them catch him.
Ovett right now moving up as he is in the 6th position, now moving up to 5th. The rabbit has dropped out of the race, which leaves Druppers in front, and he is just moving away. Druppers in number 103, Peter Elliot of Great Britain in second place at the present time, with Ovett coming up from behind.
Roger, the fearlessness of youth. At age 21, he gets out there and says, all right, you stallions, you big names, you come get me. And look at this. Look at, he's blowing these guys away. They're going to have I don't think they can catch him here.
Ovett is starting to make his move on fellow countryman Elliot, but there is no way they're going to catch the man from the Netherlands, and that is Rob Druppers in the 800 meters. David Mack of the United States closing from the outside, but it is going to be Druppers, Ovett, Elliot, and Mack finishes fourth, and Druppers just took it right from the start, Larry, and he stayed with it till the end.
Roger, we have 600 meters to go, and again, I wish to reiterate, he knew what he was doing. He kept the pace up, he put the pressure on, and these guys like Robinson and Ovett and David Mack to some extent, who like to kick and feel they can run people down, this is the way to beat them. If you've got an athlete in your local league competition that you run against that feels that he's a kicker, this is the way to do it to him. You take him out, you run an even, hard pace, and you try and take the sting out of his kick.
How much did the Rabbit have to do with setting Druppers up in this race? I think he did a good job for him.
He did a good job. The pace was right.